The man returned home with groceries, and as soon as he opened the box, a dog jumped out. The husband and wife quickly chased after it into the room, only to find the dog locking eyes with old Yu, who was paralyzed in bed and wearing a fierce expression. Despite old Yu's intimidating gaze, the dog showed no fear of him. Every day, old Yu's younger brother and his family worked hard to care for him, but old Yu increasingly felt guilty about being a burden. Little did he know, the arrival of the dog would reignite his hope for life. One day, while old Yu was sketching, the thoughtful dog stood by, watching quietly. Suddenly, old Yu accidentally dropped his pencil on the floor. Despite his efforts, he couldn't reach it due to his limited mobility. Sensing his struggle, the dog ran over and picked up the pencil, handing it to old Yu. Old Yu was astonished by the dog's unexpected intelligence. Late at night, a gust of wind knocked over a candle, igniting the sketches on the table. The dog started barking incessantly until old Yu, annoyed, opened his eyes and realized the fire. He hurried to put it out, then relit the candle. Watching the dog's understanding, old Yu finally smiled genuinely after a long time. As the dog grew up in old Yu's company, old Yu completed his sketches. He designed a handcart, finally able to see the outside world. The next day, he had his brother take him to the street to repair appliances and earn some money. It was the first time the dog was separated from old Yu. Feeling deeply saddened, even the food offered by his sister-in-law failed to interest him. The dog lay despondently on the ground, then perked up upon hearing the sound of the handcart. Excitedly, he ran out far to greet old Yu, proudly showing off to the dog. Old Yu promised that once he earned money, he would buy the best pie from the street for the dog. Early the next morning, old Yu prepared to go out to set up his stall again. The dog secretly followed him all the way, quickly lying down whenever old Yu turned around. Soon, old Yu arrived at the street. However, after a while, old Yu suddenly remembered that he forgot to bring the repaired television set back before nightfall. He began pushing the handcart back home, but halfway there, he was blocked by an arched bridge. Struggling to push the cart, old Yu soon ran out of strength. The cart began sliding uncontrollably backwards. In a critical moment, the dog ran back just in time, biting the rope and pulling old Yu up onto the bridge. Old Yu successfully earned his first earnings and fulfilled his promise by buying a pie to share with the dog, half for himself and half for the dog. They waited for new customers as usual. Everything seemed to be heading in a positive direction. However, an unexpected event occurred. Old Yu's younger brother had a car accident on the way home and is currently being rescued at the hospital. Old Yu and his sister-in-law discussed the possibility of selling the dog, but old Yu angrily refused. However, in the evening, as he looked at the dog, ultimately, he gave up the struggle. Old Yu handed the dog over to the man, who gave him 5,000 yuan. However, old Yu only took 1,000 yuan. As he watched the dog being taken away in the car, he felt an overwhelming sadness. Returning home, he always stayed in the places he and the dog often visited. He stayed there all day, and the new dog in the house was also depressed. Until one day, he secretly ran out, following memories and sense towards home. A month later, old Yu found the dog by the river, covered in wounds. He didn't know what the dog had been through to end up like this. From then on, old Yu brought the dog home and tenderly cleaned its wounds. That night, old Yu let the dog sleep on the bed for the first time. However, the next morning, when old Yu woke up, he found the dog missing. Frantically searching everywhere, he finally found the deceased dog by the small road they often passed. It was then that old Yu realized the dog had come back against all odds just to see him one last time. Knowing it was about to die, after burying the dog, old Yu aged significantly, until one day, a woman brought him a puppy and told him it was the dog's child. Once again, old Yu saw hope in life. He took the puppy to the foot of the Great Wall, enjoying the beautiful scenery and the journey of life together.